Good day, Las Vegas, and welcome back to Vegas Vibes, giving you a peek at what's grooving and brewing in the music, pageantry, live production, and fascinating scenes in the city that never sleeps. And I'm your host, Esmeralda Padilla-Gould. I would like to thank the avid viewers of Vegas Vibes on Vegas Live TV, ACTV, WCE TV, and BingeNetworks.tv, especially those watching on my favorite devices, Roku, Kodi, Amazon Fire TV, Samsung, and LG Smart TVs, and of course in my very own website, VegasVibes.us. Please continue to support my show and tell your friends to like Vegas Vibes on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We continue to celebrate the Vegas Vibes moment that Las Vegas is half open, which means the music, pageantry, and live production scenes in the entertainment capital of the world has begun employing long sideline artists, performers, and highly skilled workers to slowly but surely welcome locals and visitors to its world-class entertainment and production stages. And before we know it, we'll be watching mega concerts and major sports events live and in person. When Vegas Vibes returns, I have a special treat for you, so don't go away. Welcome back. Las Vegas remains to host the best and the biggest resorts in the globe, and some of the best entertainers in the world live right here in this great city. It's bursting into scenes with creative juices, and those mega live productions can't forever be parked in the shade. So start planning your trips to Vegas. And when you see a particular show or live event announced, book it without delay, as tickets will come and go super fast. You snooze, you lose, so be on the lookout always. Now, take a load of this. Do you know that the star of the award-winning horror film Purgatory Road, written, produced, and directed by Mr. Mark Savage, became a recluse and acted weird in between takes and months after the filming of the movie? Yes, Gary Cairns revealed during my Zoom interview of him that his role as Father Vincent in Purgatory Road had a major effect on him on and off the set. As most of you know, Gary is an actor, writer, and producer who appeared in over 20 commercials, including Starbucks and Cheerios, and on a number of hit television shows like N.Y.P.D. Blue. He co-wrote, produced, and starred in the Indy feature Monumental with Luke Albright before he starred in Purgatory Road. Now, why would a seasoned actor be seriously affected by a role he played in a movie? Find out why, so stand by for my interview with Mr. Gary Cairns when Vegas Vibes returns. Welcome back to Vegas Vibes. On Vegas Vibes, we feature extraordinary people from many walks of life who contribute to making our world a better place by getting involved in their communities and the many other incredible things that they do. And on that note, here with us today is an actor, writer, and producer, my favorite star from the award-winning thriller Purgatory Road by Mark Savage. It's none other than Mr. Gary Cairns. Hello!
Hello. Thanks for having me.
It's truly an honor to have you, and thank you for granting me this request of getting to interview you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess I'll start by asking you about your childhood. Can you share with us what it was like growing up in Northeast Ohio? What was your upbringing like?
Well, I was born in Cleveland, but I barely remember living there. I was really young. I have very fond memories. I was maybe 5 years old, and then back and forth to Texas, but mainly I grew up in California most of my childhood.
So what was the driving force that made you move to California?
My parents.
Your parents, obviously.
Yeah, literally. No, it's funny, my dad was actually going to pursue acting, and my sister was doing a bunch of modeling. And I was just like, whatever. I was chasing baseball, but it was like it just basically found me. If that makes any sense, it was kept calling me, and I'm like, well, screw it.
It was your calling, yeah.
Yeah, and I fell in love with it.
So it runs in the family. You're in show business.
Yeah, I have an aunt that sings. All my aunts, they're all like talented some way or the other. They've never really fully pursued it, but yeah, they kind of all inspired me as well.
So, how did you break into the entertainment industry?
I started.
Did you audition for a movie? Oh,
yeah,
I know you did a lot of commercials.
Yeah, I did a lot of commercials. Before I started that, I went to this little local actor studio that's no longer there. And I remember talking to this guy named Valentino Perry, and he was like, do the showcase. Here's a monologue, learn it. We're doing a showcase in like 3 weeks in front of agents. So I, prepared it, showed up, and I had some agents interested in bringing me on board. And then I started auditioning for commercials and made some connections. I did like 30 commercials
Oh, wow.
early on. Yeah, so then I just kind of disappeared from commercials and just started doing a lot of TV and film stuff.
So you were like a child star. And actually,
It's funny, I did 90210 when I was really young, the first year, like the first 90210. And then I just started studying acting privately up in Northern California. And then kind of moved down to Huntington Beach when I was like 10. And then started studying privately, just kind of being a teenager. I didn't really pursue acting until I was kind of late, like 18, 19 really. And then had a bunch of agents want me and came in and started doing a bunch of stuff. And
the rest is history.
Yeah.
I guess the driving force of moving to California for your parents is Hollywood. Right?
Yeah, that's fair enough statement.
Yes. So, so have you always been interested producing movies, especially during your early years as an actor? Because you're a producer.
Yeah, I've always wanted to.
Mm.
Yeah, I wanted to, but trying to find the right team and to match my ambition, that's the tough part. You get a lot of talkers, but not a lot of people that are willing to endure what it takes. It's really difficult to make a movie, even at a small scale, let alone a gigantic scale. So
I can relate, because just being in here in the studio takes a lot of work.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm flattered. Exactly, it is. It's tough work, and then the whole marketing behind it is a whole other battle. So, but yeah, I enjoy the whole process. I'm still involved in that and trying to do some, people I came up in the industry with. We're all starting to develop projects from the ground up, and I also write some that are about to get made too. So.
Oh wow, exciting! So you mentioned ambition. So what's your ambition? Where do you see yourself? What's the ultimate direction for you?
I'd want to be able to do movie from movie to movie, be able to take breaks and be able to make a complete sustainable living, and just go from project to project and work with basically my idols, people that you watch, people you see that inspire me, and then just do it till the day I die. I mean, like Mark Savage, he moved from Australia, and he always says, people always like, his mom, particularly, like, well, how long are you gonna make movies? And he's like, well, till I die. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's just what we're gonna do. It's like, if I don't do it, I don't feel complete. I feel it's like a drug. One way or the other, from just writing at home by myself, it's still the journey, it's still the process.
It's what makes your heart sing.
Exactly.
Yes, brings joy to your life. Speaking of that, you know what Mr. Mark Savage told me? He said, and I quote, "Gary's a great guy. I love working with him. He's very talented and very selfless too. Really decent guy." Selfless? Why selfless? What was that experience with him? Yeah.
No, he's a special man. He inspired me to kind of get back. So I took a little break from doing films after I did Daylight's In, and then he came to me with Purgatory Road and inspired me. Just watching that man on set, his passion. If you're not passionate about being a filmmaker or an actor and you're around Mark, then you don't belong in the game, because he sets the bar so high for passion and focus on a movie set. So, what he's talking about selfless is, I mean, he's selfless too. We really just care about the overall. We don't care about us individually. We'll do our best. We'll give our all, no matter what. But it's for the greater good. It's to tell the story properly, and we'd rather help others along the way. I mean, because without them, we can't do what we do. So I guess maybe that's what he means by selfless. We're always just trying to make stuff happen. We don't care what we're getting, if that makes any sense.
Yes, absolutely. Because I've seen him work just briefly when he came here to Vegas, and that's true. He's all or nothing. He would pour his heart and soul into no matter how little or big the project is, and that's very admirable. And speaking of Purgatory Road, let's see here. I printed it out. Okay. Where is it? I'm sorry. Okay. I'd like to read what an avid fan of yours wrote on Facebook. It's from Anjanette Large. And she says, I've been a fan of Gary Cairns for a long time. Love his work and he's super nice guy. One of my favorite roles he did was in his movie Monumental. And her question for you is, how did you prepare to take on such a different genre and diabolical role in Purgatory Road versus a film like Monumental?
Yeah, good old Ann. She is a big supporter. I appreciate her very much. To prepare for Purgatory Road, I mean, it's like preparing for. I don't want to. Well, it's not necessarily like any role, because I am not anything like Father Vincent at all.
Yeah, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I have done all sorts of things, but stealing. Promise, don't kill me.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I'm usually a happy-go-lucky guy. But what really helped channel that is I was going through some personal stuff, and Father Vincent was a way to channel it. To be honest with you, so it kind of is in what you do in life. You have to just channel whatever it is, even if it's comedy or not. The hardest thing was letting go of Father Vincent, let alone preparing. Because as an actor, I mean, I read the script so many times where I didn't even need it on set. I knew the scenes. Preparing was. It was really letting go of Father Vincent because he was such a dark character and it was really hard to escape for some reason. Not that I was going around wanting to stab people, but it really made me a recluse for like, I don't know, about 6 months.
You had nightmares?
I didn't want to do anything.
You felt disturbed? No, like
just, maybe with other things in life. It was just a negative vibe and I didn't want to put it out in the world. I didn't want to be around people because I still felt this aura of Father Vincent and mixed with what was going on in my personal life at the time. But it's good to let him go, but I still carry, I try to carry the positives in him. He's very methodical, so it's discipline, and I try to put that into my everyday life better than I did before, Father Vincent.
A follow-up question on that, there's another lady who would like to ask, she's a transpersonal counselor and has helped many people from all walks of life who are suffering from grief and post-traumatic stress disorder. That's Kareen. Her question for you is, as a character, how did you experience yourself? Perhaps as evil, delusional, possessed, or question mark? She's referring to your character in Purgatory Road.
How did I do what?
How did you experience yourself?
Just felt very distant. I felt very lost. If that answers the question, I mean, there's a photo of me somewhere. Someone took of me sitting isolated on Purgatory Road. You see the house in the background. I don't even know who took it. They just sent it to me one day, and that's how it was. I isolated myself. I felt that way in between takes. I remember just sitting in between takes, just like I was there but not there. Like Father Vincent, it was just part of me was somewhere else. Because of the mind of where Father Vincent was. And as soon as we say cut, I just distanced myself. I don't know, usually have fun on set in between. This one was very, as you would see it on screen, That's how it was almost the entire month of filming that movie. Very fun, very little fun play between me and everyone else. I was just distraught. So it wasn't fun to live, really, to be honest. It was a dark time. Yeah.
I guess that was a challenging part about doing that movie, but what's the best part of it? Like I just said, you just wanted to focus on the positive.
Yeah.
Things.
You got to focus on the positive. The positive is sometimes you play roles that aren't likable. Father Vincent's not likable. You're rooting against him kind of, which is tough. So the positive was working with Mark Savage, working with Luke Albright, Trista Robinson, who are consummate professionals that make it easy to bring out your character.
Yes, it's the people actually who brings out the best in you. But what made you choose the role, or what made you accept the role? If it's too dark for you, it's something that...
Yeah, it was timing. Like, I would do it again. I remember reading the script, and Mark sent it to me, and I started reading it that night. I think I was on page 30 or 35. It's when he's doing the pie scene. when he's, with Ruby, and he's like, this pie, you didn't pay for this pie. That whole scene in the restaurant, that scene, I clicked. I just saw it. I saw Father Vincent, and I said, I think I emailed Mark before I even finished the script. I said, when are we doing this? And he, explained it, but I wanted to see what Father Vincent was going to say and do next. And that was intriguing to me because I've never seen anything like this. I tried to Google movies that were similar. There was really nothing like it. So for the uniqueness of Purgatory Road is another thing that intrigued me because, how many movies can you say that you see this going around? For better or for worse, it's very unique. And I thought it was beautifully shot. So it's a movie I'm proud of. It mentally, physically destroyed myself for that film, but that's what we do.
And it was worth it because it was well made, and it's award-winning thriller by Mark Savage. Okay.
Yeah.
So have you ever imagined your life to be where it is now, or did you originally plan another path? I understand you said that you've always wanted to be an actor, but is there something else that you wish you had pursued outside the entertainment industry?
Not really, to be honest with you. I'm happy where I'm at right now. There's certain decisions I wish I would have made with some TV shows that I didn't walk away from due to personal things in life. But other than that, this is a journey, and I keep growing from it. And I want to do baseball. I think about it, but when you have when something's natural for you, and I keep growing. I just want to keep growing. I just shot a film in Mexico in December, where years ago that role would have been challenging, but now I can do it in my sleep because I identify with these guys right away. It's very therapeutic being an actor. For the most part. Yeah, something about it.
Oh, wow. So what's are you working on any personal passion project currently?
Just stuff with motorcycles. I really enjoy motorcycles and riding them. Started my own little, clothing line, Rider Cultures, is one of my shirts.
Poetry in motion? Oh, that's cool.
Poetry in motion. I write poetry and I ride motorcycles, so it was kind of like, but the line's called Rider Culture, and I do, my buddy Nick Johnson and he does some designs with him. I give him ideas, and just a fun passion thing. Other than that, still writing, still pretty,
Any upcoming movies?
Lining up. What's that?
Any movies coming up?
Yeah, there's a few. Day Labor will come out this year that we just shot. That was a very fun project. There's stuff we're developing. There's a script I wrote called The Hype that is close. COVID has slowed things down a little bit. I'm just a writer and a producer on that, but
cool.
I didn't want to play a role. I just wanted to be able to sit back and create something from behind the scenes for once, instead of being so involved on every aspect.
Right. Speaking of COVID, is there anything that what have you learned from the past year?
That I'm pretty good at staying in distance from people, because I'm one of the
you
few
had
people
carried on, from Purgatory Road.
I'm one of the few people that didn't get it, that I know. I didn't catch it. It's kind of made things, and through this chaotic time, I've thrived. I know a lot of people have suffered, which sucks. But I used to make a joke that if there's ever an apocalypse, I'll thrive in it. And not that this was an apocalypse, but I've kind of climbed out of in many different parts of my personal life and my career. I've been taking the right steps forward during this. Instead of being lazy, I've been kind of just writing, building.
That's awesome. So you have mentioned Mark Savage is one of the influential people in your life, but where do you draw your hope and inspiration from? Perhaps a special hero in your life?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Yes. Where do you draw your hope and inspiration from? Perhaps a special hero in your life?
Well, I have a great family. My father and my mother have always been supportive of my sister. But, in all honesty, there are certain people that have inspired me to take my game to another level. Kobe Bryant, I've watched him his whole career. So it's really sad for me to always talk about it. I didn't know him. But that's the one person that I never missed a game. Either it was on TV. I remember being on film sets one day going, I got to go. Because it was that important for me to watch this man play. And he makes me want to, like when I study and focus, I put in the extra time because I know that's what he did, his work ethic. So if there's one particular individual that inspired me to, even to this day, every day, is Kobe Bryant. So
yeah, that's great to always make a better version of yourself. Let's see. What were the things you struggle with as you tried to make a name for yourself in the competitive world of the entertainment industry?
That's a good question. It's the never-ending, the necessary evil of social media, because I didn't really ever want it in the beginning. I remember deleting and closing out for months at a time, 6 months, even a year. I remember when doing Daylight's End, people were trying to tag me going, "You're not even on social." I said, "No, I don't do social media." I didn't want to do anything. And I've had agents and everyone, so just be on it. But there's always these algorithms. Doesn't matter what you do, if you're not boosting or paying, no one sees it. So it's like a pointless effort, I feel like. So I think that's a struggle that everyone can relate to. And it's just, I feel like a waste of time half the time. But then you do see certain people, look at how we're talking. So it's helped on those levels. There's a lot of stuff I don't know if I want to necessarily get into because it'd be such a whole other conversation. That whole Me Too stuff didn't just affect women. In the film industry, it definitely affected men. And I'm definitely one of them where if I didn't play ball, there's no, phone's not ringing. You know what I mean? From big agents, big casting directors, big, whatever. So that was a big thing that I struggled with in the beginning and just kind of chose to ignore it. That's why I love to do my own independent stuff, because there's none of that going on, if I'm in control. So, or, the people I involve myself with.
I think I get the idea. Okay. What pieces of advice or words of wisdom would you suggest to anyone who desires to be successful in the entertainment industry?
Just be you. Go all out, never give up, just keep growing. Watch, study constantly. You gotta want it to be, even make a small name for yourself. You have to want it way better than anyone else. You got to sweat more than everybody else, just like in any field that you're in. There's no secret formula. There's no secret code. It's just hard work, constantly, and be kind and humble. Like my greatest gift and talent is kindness, and it's my superpower. That everyone, when they know me, they know, man, there's no one on this planet that can tell me I'm an a-hole. Like nobody. If they do, they're just hating. And I know that's how I've connected with some of my idols, is kindness. So I think if you're kind and humble and you constantly keep growing as an artist, that's really all you can do at the end of the day.
Beautifully said. Do you have a celebrity crush you would like to collaborate with?
Not really female wise, because I don't want to call it a crush, but anyone. My favorite actor before was Heath Ledger. He passed. I would love to work with Christian Bale, but there's no female crush that I'm like. No, maybe.
Why not?
If there's anyone. To me, there's so many. I'd be crushing on every one of them. That's just the talent. Zoe Saldana, for one, is every time I see her on screen, she steals it. There's so many. I can go on and on and on. What's her name? Emma Watson, I think, who's from Harry Potter.
Yes.
Plays Hermione. Something about her. But like I said, I can go on and on. There's a million that I would love to collaborate with.
Well, thank you so much. If there's anything else that you would like to say to your millions of fans out there, what would be?
Just thanks for the support. It really does. I try to respond and to the people that hit me up on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, and just those little support. It does mean a lot. So thank you.
Mr. Gary Cairns, it's truly an honor and such a privilege to be able to speak with you via Zoom. And I wish you all the best in your current and future endeavors. And
Thank you.
take care and God bless.
Yeah, you too.
Bye now. Catch me again next week as I feature another amazing personality here on Vegas Vibes. We hope you enjoy watching this Vegas Vibes episode as much as I did. Promise to join me again next week on this same fabulous Vegas Vibes channel. And to all our global viewers out there, let me remind you that Las Vegas is not just about the world-renowned strip or the famous Fremont Street experience in the vibrant downtown district. It has real people, a lot of them musicians, live entertainers, and those involved in the world of pageantry. And to the people here in the Valley who work hard each day to make Las Vegas a global brand, I would like to feature you and your cool story right here in Vegas Vibes, either in the studios or online via Zoom. If you believe that's you, email me now at vegasvibes1@gmail.com. Before I go, I would like to thank my award sponsor, N.Fontaine, located at the Forum Shops of Caesars Palace. N.Fontaine is now open for business as well. You may call Miss Anna Billings at 702-733-6205 to make an appointment. And now for my favorite segment, the Vegas Vibes Closet. Yes, it features an intricate selection of health and beauty products which I personally use. And this week I have for you Peptide 4 Adaptive Day Cream. This multitasking moisturizer adapts to your skin's needs throughout the day, leaving it looking soft, smooth, and even with a velvety matte finish. Formulated with skin synchronizing Peptide 4 and cold pressed Honesty Feather Light soft mousse texture primes, blurs, and balances while delivering an instant burst of cooling hydration. A skin-perfecting moisturizer that instantly hydrates and primes while leaving skin looking flawless and filtered from dawn to dusk. It mattifies, blurs, and balances. Check it out, ladies! Below is the link if you wish to learn more about it or purchase it without delay. Search for Vegas Vibes Closet. Follow Vegas Vibes on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, or check out vegasvibes.us for updates and announcements. Once again, I'm your host, Esmeralda Padilla-Gould. Thank you for watching! Mwah!
This has been a presentation of VATV.